Hi, I'm Brett Johnson, former United States Most Wanted cybercriminal, now good guy, and host of The Brett Johnson Show. Today's episode is episode number 80, Kellyanne and Michael Wunsch. It's a prison politics episode. When we come back. All right, so we are back to today's episode of The Brett Johnson Show, episode number 80, Kellyanne and Michael Wunsch, a prison politics show. Hey, before we get started, I just wanted to say a few words about the prison politics shows that we're doing. I had initially intended for prison politics to be a standalone show of its own, and it may actually get to that point. Before I started to do that, I wanted to flesh out what this show was going to become. The idea came from Matt Cox. He runs the true crime channel over at YouTube. I'm a friend of his. And Matt calls me up one day, and he was asking for advice for a speaking gig. And I'm always asking for advice on a YouTube channel. He's making money doing that. I'm making money speaking. So, hey, if you put our two heads together, maybe we'd be all right. But we were talking, and he says to me as I'm hanging up, he's like, Brett, you really need to be interviewing criminals. And I said, Matt, I don't want to talk to a bunch of fucking criminals. And the reason for that, I explained it to him. Hey, I don't want to hear people bragging, people embellishing, people not accepting responsibility, people crying about how mommy didn't hug them enough or what have you. I didn't want to hear those stories. What I want to hear, if I'm talking to somebody who has committed a crime, I want to hear the truth of the matter. I want to hear them accept responsibility and accountability and just give their real story. And I was really scared that if I started talking to criminals, because I've done a few interviews in the past, and I was really scared, hey, they're just going to brag, they're going to embellish, I'm not going to be able to believe what they say, yada, yada, yada. So I hung up with Matt and I started thinking about it. I came up with this idea for prison politics. And the show was supposed to be how someone who is incarcerated, how that incarceration can skew their view of societal and political issues post-release. All right? That's a high-minded type of show. And I was like, I can enjoy doing that. It'll be a political show, and I can enjoy doing that. And so I went down, I recorded the show with Matt, and I told him the idea for the show. And Matt looks at me, and he was like, Brett, you just don't want to have a YouTube channel at all, do you? Because he knew that, hey, nobody's going to watch that bullshit. So I've let this show kind of ferment. I've made a sign, everything else, and I've got a standalone website, everything else. It's not launched yet. But I thought, okay, what I need to do is I need to flesh out what prison politics is. And once it's fleshed out, we'll see if it's able to support itself on its own program instead of just part of the Brett Johnson Show. But until that point, it's going to be part of the Brett Johnson Show. Well, here's the thing. I have been interviewing former felons for a few weeks now, and I absolutely now understand what this show is supposed to be. The first interview you're going to see, I did one previously with Tom Hughes, and Tom was very good about helping me realize what I needed to be talking about on this show. And guess what? It's not about politics. It's not about Democrats or Republicans or what you think about LGBTQ or any bullshit like that. What this show is, what I want this prison politics show to be, is giving felons a voice, a truthful voice, talking about the difficulties, what led them to commit crime, how they accepted responsibility, how they've turned their life around or how they've not turned their life around. Those problems and issues. I want people to understand that at the end of the day, that we are all human beings and we all deserve respect. And the reason I say that, I'm on LinkedIn. These days I'm in cybersecurity. I've got a really good career as a speaker. I've got a book in the works. I've been on a couple of documentaries. This YouTube channel at some point will absolutely take off. I've got no doubt about that. But I see over and over that members of our society like to marginalize people and come up with terms for people to make them subhuman so that they don't have to identify with those individuals. And that happens a lot with felons. It happens a lot with most types of groups of people, whether by color, ethnicity, actions, what have you. But with felons, I was about a year and a half ago, there was this thing on LinkedIn where people that I knew were trying to come up with new terms to call criminals. And they were coming up with these, just horribly derogatory names. And here's the thing. I'm a former criminal. I'm a former felon. I admit it. I embrace it. Yes, I did that shit. Not happy about it. I victimized. I hurt people, hurt myself, hurt people I knew, hurt people I didn't know. All right. I did that. I've accepted that responsibility. I am fully accountable for my actions. But for someone to come up and say, we need a new term for these people who are committing fraud or people committing crime, because it's not just enough to call them fraudsters or to call them felons or to call them criminals. What you're doing is you're seeking to dehumanize that group of individuals. And I've got to tell you, that doesn't sit right with me. So this show, as I'm starting to see it now, this Prison Politics show that's now under the Brett Johnson Show umbrella, today's episode with Kellyanne and Michael Wunsch, is really the first real interview other than Tom Hughes. Tom Hughes was the pilot, but other than Tom Hughes, this is the first interview where I've really started to fully realize that, hey, this show, when I'm talking to former criminals, this show needs to be, hey, we are all humans at the end of the day. Now, here's the thing. Some of these people I talk to, you ain't going to like. Some of these people you will like. But at the end of the day, you don't have to like them. You don't have to understand them. The only thing I ask is that you sit there and listen and pay attention to their story, pay attention to their hardships, their difficulties, and hear what they're trying to say. Some of these people have been able to turn their lives around. Some have not. I've spoken today to Kellyanne and Michael. Kellyanne served 16 years in prison. Michael, 28 and a half years in prison. The longest he's ever been free is right now, a year and a half. I sat down, I spoke with him for well over an hour and a half. And I've got to tell you, I've got nothing but the utmost respect for both of those individuals and the way that they're trying to turn their lives around. I hope you enjoy the show. Enjoy may be a strong word, but I hope that you take something away from this show. My name is Brett Johnson, and without further ado, my conversation with Kellyanne and Michael Wunsch. What I would like to know, when I talked to you both on the phone, you said that, Mike, you had served, 28 and a half is what you said?
Yeah.
It's a lot of time, man. I mean, that's a lot of time.
That's a good time.
How old are you, man?
I'm 46 years old. You want me to give a little breakdown of my story?
If you don't mind, I'd appreciate that. Yes, sir.
All right. So, at the age of 7, I grew up in a pretty normal situation under a single mother. She became addicted to cocaine. Around the age of 7, I was molested repeatedly by a babysitter, and I started acting out. And so she got really stressed out. Plus, she has a lot of mental problems. So she left me, abandoned me at the age of 7. I went and lived with a great aunt and uncle for a little while. But being an only child under a single mother, that was my rock, right? So right. I started acting out in crazy ass ways, starting fires and doing things to try to get attention and stuff like that,
Right.
But so I became kind of lost at that point in time in my life, right? And I didn't know this great aunt and uncle. They were just some weird people that I seen on a holiday once in a while. And at 7 years old, you can only imagine, right?
Right.
So they couldn't handle me, and I ended up going to live in detentions and foster homes and group homes, which I would run away from every single one that put me in because I didn't know these people and I don't want to know them, right? And anyhow, I ended up living with my dad in California, where I was still doing criminal behavior and getting locked up. And my dad was abusive and an alcoholic. And, so I was going in and out of jail and institutions. And So by the time I was 15, I moved back here to Arizona. They had found my mother. She had recovered somewhat, but now she's a paranoid schizophrenic. Her mental illness had kicked in over that period of 8 years that I was out, you know, in institutions trying to live with my father and family members and whatnot. But yeah, so I became a ward of the state in Wisconsin and was living in institutions, and came to Arizona on an interstate compact when I was 15 to live with my mother,
yes, sir,
who is a paranoid schizophrenic. And, you know, just as the first argument, everything came out. I threw it all on her, like, you fucked my life up type thing, and really threw blame game around. And I took off, ran out onto the streets, and started using drugs. And it wasn't even a year late. You know, I wasn't even barely 16 years old, and I had got aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, hit and run, vehicle theft, and numerous other charges.
Right.
And I went to prison from then on until I was 26 years old. And that's where the whole prison thing starts coming in, and institutions and the mentality that comes with that, and how your brain kind of changes from a human into something else.
Right.
Well, depending on the area of prison that you're in. But yeah, your mentality definitely changes. You're brainwashed, I believe, with political
attributes.
Yeah, different. You know, it depends on what race you are. What
you're forced to conform, or
you know, especially over here on the West Coast.
Right.
It's real political by race. Like, Mexicans are with the Mexicans, whites are with the whites, blacks are with the blacks, and natives are with the natives.
Right.
And you know, and then there's certain connections within that realm too. Like, the whites only associate with the Mexicans and the natives, and you're indoctrinated into these ideologies, this racist ideologies, as soon as you get into prison. It actually starts in juvenile, but when you get into the male's adult prison is when it's really full blast.
Sink or swim, bro. You don't have a choice.
Yeah,
I get it. I get it. I mean, I served Fed time, and I was lucky enough. You know, Fed is a little bit, well, not a little bit. It's a hell of a lot softer than state penitentiaries. Just to be honest.
Right.
I mean,
especially when you're doing it in close confinement. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He did most of his time in Central Unit, and anyone from Arizona that knows Central Unit, you know that ain't no joke. So
describe Central Unit to me if you don't mind.
Well, Central Unit has multiple buildings. There's CB1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And then we call CB8 is SMU1. That's the Supermax unit.
Right.
But it's located in a different area. But Central Unit is called the Walls. It's got 30-foot high walls with guard towers. And yeah, you're confined in an area. Well, they don't have it anymore. It's unmanned now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because everyone is mostly locked down in the buildings nowadays.
Okay.
But back in the 90s, when I went in there, it was the gladiator school / walking 5-yard. That's the maximum security yard.
There's no higher you can get at that point.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So why did they? You went in there. Why did they put you in max? Was that your first prison sentence or not?
Yeah. Well, for as an adult, but okay. So when I was a juvenile, I got sentenced to all that time, right?
Right.
So I had to stay in juvenile until I turned 18.
Okay.
And then when I turned 18, I escaped.
Gotcha.
I climbed a fence and I took off for like a month and caught even more charges. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't have
escape here too, man. Yeah, I got
you. So that has to be a consecutive sentence to the time that you were already doing. And so I got that consecutive sentence, and it jacked up my prison jacket. So when I got classified, I immediately went to a 5-yard.
Okay.
And then with my background and growing up in institutions and treatment facilities and all of that, I was just a shoe-in for these prison gangs.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm already a fighter. I'm already willing to do
Whatever
the dirt.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So they seen that, and they seen my willingness. Plus, not only that, like, I haven't had a lot of family in my life and stuff like that, and they give that to you. They give you that sense of belonging, that you're part of the family, you know. And for me, it was the Aryan Brotherhood, and I went full steam with it. My prison pops, was a Aryan Brotherhood member, and I got schooled like that, you know. So I put in my work. I earned all my ink. I did all of that. I'm completely tattooed from head to toe.
I see that.
Yeah.
I mean, I gotta be honest, man. That's some nice ink you got there.
Right?
Yeah, full tattooed, legs, feet, back,
all that.
Yeah, and you know, it was like back then, everything meant something.
Right.
Like you had to earn. You know, if you were getting your white pride, you had to beat someone up or run a mission for each letter of that. And then there's all these, you know, books you have to read.
Right.
You know, The Art of War, Machiavelli, all this different political stuff that they, you know, Nietzsche, Beyond Good and Evil, all this philosophy, Mein Kampf, all of this stuff. And you kind of get caught up in all of that, and you start believing it.
Right.
And then you're in, you know, you're locked in with their program and stuff. And then as you get to a certain point, you become a heat wave. So then you have like the SSU, that's like the special gang unit of cops that give you validation for your gang activity in prison.
Yes, sir.
So they start recognizing you as being part of this clique or that clique or whatever, and then you have to de-escalate your activities. So then you start training other youngsters that are coming into prison, just like I was trained.
So let me ask you, Mike, when you came in, how were you approached to join the Brotherhood? And by that comparison, when you approached other people, how did you approach them to join the Brotherhood?
Well, yeah, you're not really asked to join.
Okay.
It's more like you get thrown into the fire. First thing off, you're a youngster. Like I was only 18.
Baby, you know,
in a grown ass man's prison.
Right.
Like these are all convicted convicts, killers, you know, you name it, right? And back then we used to have sex offenders on the yards with us. So, and the cops would tell us, you know, who's the sex offenders, and not only that, it was on your paperwork.
Right.
It was like a trapment, you know what I mean?
So
right.
I immediately, because of the issues I've had in the past, not only that, I just don't like sex offenders. I immediately sought to earn my bones like that. So I found me a sex offender and I smashed his ass out right off the rip. I wasn't in prison a week.
Right.
And I felt that I needed to do that to show my elders respect, and that I needed to do it for me, right? Because I don't want to live around these guys. And so anyway, that earned me a little name. And I kind of already had a little name already from my juvenile and all of the other prior institutions that I had been in as a kid, right?
Right.
So some of these guys already knew who I was, but over a period of time, people get to notice you, right? And so I got pulled up, and that by that meaning somebody just starts schooling me, giving me tips and looking out for me, making sure, hey, you want to earn, your keep and shit like that, so that you can have your food, your cigarettes, clothing, your TV, stereo, that have all your stuff. If you don't have nothing, that's an easy guy to pull up.
Yep.
Right, exactly.
Hey, bro, I'll pay you. Just start cleaning my cell, cleaning this, do laundry, whatever it is. We say we're putting you on a hustle, but really I'm checking your character. The whole time you're doing any of this, if you got the capability to handle this with ease, man, maybe I'll give you some more capabilities. Maybe I'll start giving you some drugs to sell. If you could sell these drugs, you could be an earner. Well, shit. And then let me see you represent yourself in a certain way. And if you can handle your business, and by that I mean other people, and be able to fight for what you're going to do, if we could see that you're down. And by that I mean, you're willing to scrap.
Right.
And not only that, but you can do it good. Because we don't want no guy that can't fight.
We don't want
fighting.
No
you know what I'm saying? So
it's kind of embarrassing.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So, and not only that, but we'll train you, we'll work out with you, we'll do all these things to get you built up.
Right.
Well, your
workout as a soldier
is also mandated. They have to
I mean, we didn't read all them books for nothing. Right. Plato's theory on the Guardian, Nietzsche's theory on the Superman. Machiavelli, the Prince, all these different things are already ingrained to our heads. So we're going to try to raise a kid up into some super criminal soldier,
Right.
And we're pretty good at it. So, so I was trained like that, and I did that. And I was really successful in prison like that. And, I moved up in the ranks and whatnot. I could have became a member of the Aryan Brotherhood, a patch holder is what we call it. And to kill another person, you got to bleed into it, right?
Okay.
That's what we call it. And that means, going out and stabbing somebody or killing them, right?
Right.
And so, I've had that opportunity, but certain circumstances changed the situation to where I couldn't do the mission.
Yes, sir.
But I was offered it, and anyhow, but at a certain point in my career in there, that's what we'll call it. I realized that it was all a lot of bullshit, and it was mostly around money and drugs.
Right.
Control, right? Because if I can control everybody, then I can live well while I'm in prison.
What made you realize that it was like that?
Just seeing the character and being in it long enough. Because at first you kind of idolize these people, like, hey man, they got everything, they're in control of everything. They're living their life in here the best way they can.
Right.
And you think that you're instilling in other people good standards and conduct and this type of stuff, right? You think that. But the reality of it is
hypocritical.
Is that you're just trying to dominate and take advantage of everything that's going on around you, and control all the drugs, control the money, so that you and your brothers are set up.
Right.
But you use other races. Does that make sense? You're conformed to believe one way, and then all of a sudden, that's your business partner. So it's kind of like
our business partners were the Mexican mafia.
You dig what I'm saying? So it's kind of hypocritical in the sense of, but they have no other choice, right? That's the only person that's going to have their back in any situation, right?
Yeah.
Unless it's a fight against each other, but that's not.
It's rare.
It's very rare for that.
Okay.
But from my understanding of Mills Prison, it's like sink or swim. You know what I mean? They give you a slack of rope.
And I wanted to ask you, Kelly. So how did your prison experience differ from Mike's?
It's a whole different ball of wax right here.
I have no doubt.
Yeah. I mean, so a little bit about myself. You know, I been on my own since I was 13, pretty much, in and out of institutions. I was raised in a white collar family. My father was a stupid, intelligent man. Like, that motherfucker was a aerospace engineer, but had the personality of an asshole.
Right.
Him and I did not see eye to eye, no emotion. I'm basically second generation, right? And we were very conformed into believing what he thought was right. Unbeknownst to me, he's a Vietnam vet, right? I had no clue until I got out of prison. So I kind of understand his anger issue, right? But I rode on the coattails of his anger, right? I've had been abused most of my life. Got married when I was 16 because I got pregnant because I wanted someone to love me unconditionally. Right. And obviously a woman's going to believe that's their child, yes. So I got married because my father said I can't have a bastard grandchild. And I married the epitome of my father. He was a biker, right? And I don't know if you know much about Arizona, but, you know, there was the DD and then it changed into something else I don't need to talk about.
DD is a dirty dozen.
And you are basically their property. And they do what the fuck they want to you. In that time of 6 years, he had 8 children and mine was the oldest. And the 7 others were not mine. And so I had to get out of my own, you know what I mean? So I would run away, he would find me. And so I basically found a family, and mostly because I'm an extremist, right? I'm a Virgo. So if I'm going to go small, I don't. I just go all the way full throttle. You dig what I'm saying? So
I got you.
I became the opposite, but same as Michael, but on the street. I was skin bird. And
now what is a skinhead?
A skinhead.
Okay, gotcha.
But a female skinhead.
We're birds, right? BYRD. Okay. I've earned my political ink on the street. So his is prison, mine is street. And in you know, in our world, we're different, right? I'm not, like, my brothers will say I'm not prison made, I'm street made. And it's a big fucking thing. You dig what I'm saying? Like, my dick is bigger because I was on the street. It really isn't. It's the same fucking size, y'all. But
yeah, like in prison, the Aryan Brotherhood.
They're separate.
And the skinheads.
Or the Peckerwoods.
We don't really get along. We don't really see eye to eye.
Because Peckerwoods don't do drugs. Peckerwoods don't do business with others, right?
Okay.
They do business on their own. But then you conform because you have no other way to exist, right? Because someone that saved my life did that, right? But I'm not going to talk about him. But anyway, so I go out to Tucson and I'm living my life. And I got in a situation where I was told that my victim was a snitch on one of my brothers for murder on a cop. And I'm a female. So females handle females. You dig what I'm saying? Like, no man's going to put a hands, especially in front of me. I'll fuck you up. I don't care. I'm not afraid of a man. But in our line of work, like, you don't do that. You know what I mean? You know your place too, right? So I beat her up, and a month later, I'm getting arrested by a 15-man SWAT team, being charged with conspiracy to commit first-degree murder, attempted first-degree murder, kidnapping, and a criminal syndicate. I'm looking at 95 years in prison by the age of 26.
Good Lord.
But the real deal of the story is that when she assaulted the girl, she beat her up. Another guy came up
and slit her
throat and stabbed her. And so because she was there, she is part of the crime.
Right. But I didn't find
unbeknownst to her. She didn't know that this had happened.
And it was a setup. I was the scapegoat, right? Because I was the actually only real one there. Do you think what I'm saying? Like, I carried a SWAT. I carried a fucking Glock 45 on my hip unless I was in a bar. I was a professional alcoholic functioning. I wanted to be a geriatric nurse, to be quite honest, and I fucked it up all because I was wearing steel toe boots. You dig? I was booted in lace. You know what I mean?
Right.
And so February 14th, I got arrested on Valentine's Day. I'm looking at 95 years. My bond was $1 million secured cash, and my whole family basically said, I have one father, one mother, one aunt, one uncle. They're married. One cousin, one brother, one sister. That's it. And then my 2 beautiful children. So a very small family. You feel me? Like I don't have like all these people
to support
me.
Right.
So in my stint, I did 2.5 years in Maricopa County fighting for my life. I got an open-ended plea. I should have got aggravated assault, but I was blessed with, and I say blessed with.
You can only imagine the prosecution sees.
Oh yeah.
Skinhead. This is a gang racial thing that's going on. They're automatically going to assume that.
They're going to slam me down.
They're going to give you criminal syndicate charges, anything like that. Any kind of affiliation that they can associate with your case, they're going to, and they're going to max out your sentence.
So it's 10 years per charge. So it's 25, 25, and then 15 for kidnapping, and then 10 years per charge. That's 30 years on top of that. That's 95 years in prison at the age of 26. And the only person in my bloodline that saw me, and I love her, is my Aunt Pam.
Okay.
So everybody else, 100%.
Aunt Pam's an angel, bro.
And then I get very emotional, right? Like my father disowned me in county in 2007 on Thanksgiving, and then in 2008, June 3rd, I got sentenced to 18 years. And most people are like, "What the fuck?" You know what I mean? But I was like, "I'm cool. Like, get me the fuck out of county." You know what I mean? I don't have a lawyer. My lawyer thought I was a dude. First of all, he called in my letter. It says, "Dear Mr. Kelly Harkins." I'm like, "What the fuck? I don't have a penis. Like, what are you talking about?" He's like, "Well, I'm looking at these charges in this case, and like, I'm like, man, get the fuck out of here." I mean, like, what, you know what I mean? You can't even defend me. You don't know what sex I am, bro. You're sitting in the female county jail. You know what I mean? Behind glass. So it was very discerning to me, right? And then, so I go to prison. It's nothing like it is today. I will tell you that.
Okay.
You're suited up. If you're known and people love you, right, they will suit you up, right? But I didn't hang out with my own race in there. And this is where I started changing and opening my eyes a little bit, because I was a very narrow-minded person, very cynical, very judgmental, don't give a fuck about your feelings. I'm going to make you feel what I feel kind of guy.
Right.
And my natives and my Hispanic friends were more about it than the white chick. You dig what I'm saying? Like, they're all, what I like to say is either a puddle slut or a floozy. You know what I mean? Puddle slut means you're a drug addict and don't give a fuck, and you're just open legs. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're, as we call, I'm sorry.
No, don't be sorry. I love that term.
Yeah. So, but we call them oi toys where I'm from. But in my life, we're not drug addicts, right? Okay. I'm an alcoholic, but I did do drugs and
drink alcohol. That's a big part of the skinhead area movement. Trying to be, no drugs involved, any kind of drug activity.
You got to be sound-minded.
Is shined upon. You know what I mean?
And in my crime, I wasn't drunk. I wasn't high. I wasn't fucked up. When you go in full throttle, straight mind. You don't do anything skewed, right? Because then you don't know how to think.
Yeah.
Right? You're working on emotion versus logic. So I'm a very logical chick, which intimidates most men, and I love it. But anyway, so I go to prison. I'm sitting on Lumley unit, what we call RNA, right? And it's a fucking joke. Our cells are like 98 degrees.
Living conditions are horrible.
You live in a concrete box. It's all concrete metal. Swamp cooler in the state of Arizona. You're a fucking moron if you think that works.
Right.
And you're in a suit, like a jumpsuit, so you have no way to breathe. Like, they don't issue you the feasible things. It's horrific, really. In my prison, I did most of my time on Lumley because I was about it. I knew I was doing a stint, and I knew that I had to prove myself, right? Because that's the mentality I have. I know I'm a female, but still, I'm not no punk. So, I would hang out with the worst of the worst because that's where I felt that I fit in. I had my first prison mom. They call me Tank in prison, or G.I. Jane, or, you know, some weird shit.
Right.
Because I had my head shaved for a very long time.
Okay.
But our conditions are whatever the men do, we get it 100 times worse. And my husband wasn't really aware of what they do affects us, right? So in a female's prison, they don't see that we have a sink. They think we're all the same, right? Like he has a faucet, I have a sink, but motherfucker, we're inmates, and that's exactly how they treat us.
Right.
I saw a woman, because it's by yards. You have 30 yard, 28 yard, which is RNA, 26 yards close custody, 24 yard is a high level 4 yard, right? But you're able to walk around, right? And there was a girl that has cerebral palsy. This is my first month in. And I'll never forget this. She couldn't climb the fucking ladder to get on the top bunk.
Right.
And she has fucking cerebral palsy. Like, her hands don't move like that. You gotta be a fucking idiot. Here comes this lieutenant, and, you know, butter bars is what I call it, because you obviously did something to get it. Threw her on the ground and put his knees in her back and tried to force her hands to go behind her back, and she can't move. She can't do that. She's crying, she's screaming, she's acting out, and it was the most horrific situation, inhumane shit that I've ever seen in my life. Right. And I didn't give a fuck. You know, I lunged at that motherfucker. I wanted to take him out.
So she was in the area. She did maintenance on like most of them yards that were there.
All of the yards.
Okay. So she was around like the names like Jody Arias and these other, you know, people that,
That's a fucking fraud. I hate, man. Damn, you don't want me getting there.
She was around like all of the.
I was around the torso killers.
Most of the killers.
You know, the notorious ones. A lot of baby chomo killers and shit like that, which I don't like get the fuck off my table kind of mentality. Right. But we live literally in the filth of men. Like, the men. It used to be San Juan unit back in the day. This is a men's prison, Perryville, back in the 90s.
It's a Perryville prison. It used to be the guys.
And so when they murdered Lumley, they were kicked out of that prison, right? They were taken to a better prison, really. They were like, basically, oh, you killed a fucking CO2? Let's go take you to a brand new prison that they promised to the females, right? So because there's so many of them, they get what they want. Right, and plus they're gonna fight for what the fuck they want. These bitches are fighting for a goddamn piece of chicken. Well, I'm like, I want some motherfucking AC. Like, it's 102 degrees in my cell, and you're sitting here talking about chicken. What the, or being a phase 3. You know, like, we have phases, just like the men. If you're a good little person, you're a phase 2, and then 6 months later, you're a phase 3, and you get extra incentives, which we don't see. It should look good for the paperwork, you did. But we're treated like shit, like we're a predator. You know, like, a lot of predators come in there, and they know that women are rape victims. They know that women are, you know, either a victim of some kind of sexual situation, and they use that, or they just want to be loved, right? So these cops come in.
They're having sex with the females.
And do what they want. You know what I mean? Like, there's no reason for a man to be walking by my cell when I'm undressing. You get what I'm saying? So there's very much, but I'm that bitch that I will fucking call you out. I don't care. But you don't have some of us like that. You know what I mean? I have been in situations where women raped women. One of my good friends can't have children because of what someone did to her. So, like, there's things on his spectrum that's holy shit, and then our spectrum is completely on the right hand side of fucked up because we're more suicidal. I've caught countless women hanging.
They have like more psych people involved.
It's
suicide.
Really not about psych. It's more about
you said that.
SMI, but they now categorize you in a yard, and basically you can't have nothing. You got nothing coming if you're SMI. And they have no problem throwing you fuck down and forepinning your ass and putting a spit mask on you and shaving your head if you don't brush your hair, or, you know, not giving you the life skills that you need to learn how to be a woman. Because some of these women don't know, never had a mom, never had a dad, or whatever it looks like. And it's disgusting.
So for people with like higher charges, higher amounts of time,
Yeah.
you get thrown up on these yards,
Right.
where it's a
You're a
revolving
number.
door. You're a number. You don't get any programming. There is no corrections. There is no rehabilitation.
They slam you in these classes.
That's for these low one-level yards.
They get everything.
That people that got like a DUI or something, or you know, a 6-month sentence because they got caught with a crack pipe or something.
Yeah, and what's crazy is this, like, the person that made mad in the state of Arizona, that dumb bitch just got another DUI. Like, and you know, and she would sit there and be like,
the mother?
Yeah, the fucking lame, right?
So MAD stands for Mothers Against Drunk Drivers.
And she was so against helping females in any really DUI, and then here this, you know, you're a hypocrite, right? So then, and so in 2010, I lose my father. He died at the age of 56, which, you know, it really fucked me up. I became more aggressive, right? I went and mollywopped a bitch just because she was talking about me, and obviously there's blood and shit because I don't give a fuck. I just see black. You know what I mean?
Right.
Unfortunately, that, you know, I did that, and I admit that. But that was my aha moment. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's when I started realizing, holy fucking shit, like, I'm not changing, right? I'm getting worse.
Yeah.
But it wasn't because some fucking CO2, CO3 is what we call counselors, or any kind of schmuck bitch was like, hey, motherfucker, you need help, right? So I will tell you that there is some officers, you know, that made a difference. They know that there's a line between me and them, right? They just haven't crossed that yet. And that respect value goes through full throttle. Right. But I will tell you, the persons that had my back the most, because I worked my ass off. I laid concrete, hang drywall, you name it, doing HVAC, you name it. I didn't give a fuck. I was in it. You know what I'm saying? Right. That changed my life. My gray shirts.
Get out of that cell.
Changed my life. My gray shirts, you know, like, I looked at him like a father figure, you know, my gray shirt, Murray, Avery, all of these guys that, you know, believed in me when no one else. I had one lieutenant that was kick-ass when I first met him, because I'm, you know, from a gang, as they want to say, but I'm not prison made, right? So they can't validate my ass, right? It's very rare that a woman's validated. But SSU pulls me in, and it's Lieutenant Coglanese, or at the time Sergeant, and he's all calling me an oxygen sucker and saying, hey, if I had a black dog, are you gonna kick it? And I was just like, you're the lamest fucking prick I've ever met. What the fuck are you talking about? You know? He's like, do you know where I was this week? And I was like, I don't fucking know. Disneyland? Were you, like, what, playing patty cake with Mickey Mouse? Like, what the fuck? And he's like, no, I was in Tucson, and I figured out who you are. I'm like, okay, I've been here 9 months, motherfucker. Like, I haven't done anything yet, and I'm a female. So you got really nothing to worry about. I just want to do my time. So when I found out the truth of my crime, it was shortly after my dad died. And this also was what set off the trajectory of my life, and having to learn how to get the fuck out of here and live in here a little bit, right? Because I was a cold-hearted bitch.
So as a reminder, she was under the impression that her victim was a snitch on her partner.
Right.
So this is, what, 10 years later after her father just died?
4 years later.
4 years later.
Yeah, so 4 years into my stint, I was blessed with something I didn't know I was a blessing yet, right? And when you start learning the truth is when you really realize it is a blessing. You just got to learn how to do it and cope with that shit, right? We're not taught coping skills, far from it. And I found out that my victim was never a snitch. So there's 3 people in my case, me, and there's 4 total, including myself. There's 2 males and 1 female. Well, the one male that orchestrated this whole bullshit was with my victim and had a daughter. Unbeknownst to me, I didn't know all this, right?
Okay.
Well, the female, who is a lame, anyway, they were boyfriend and girlfriend, and they conjured up this whole plan to take out the mother,
so they could get the kid,
which is completely 114% against my beliefs, right?
Right.
I live
She
by
was
a certain
living by a
code.
code and thought that she was representing what they all believed in,
And it
and went
wasn't
and
even
did this
close.
dirt for them and
Right.
for what she believed in.
So I'm reading this free talk. It's called a free talk, where my co-defendant is freely telling the cops and everyone else about the situation that I obviously don't know.
Right.
And it was all highlighted for me, right? And I'm a type person, I read everything in threes because I want to make sure that I understand what the hell is going on and I can comprehend that I didn't miss nothing. And it says in there, hey, why did you call Kelly? And she goes, because I was already hostile towards my victim at a Eurofest, right? Which I was. And she said, what was the reason, you know, that you guys did this? It was, and she says it wasn't because she was a snitch, it's because we wanted sole custody of her daughter, which is this person's child.
Jesus Christ.
I lost my shit. I'm not even gonna lie. And the chick that was my co-defendant is in the kitchen where we were living. We were living in kitchens at this time. There was 52 people in a kitchen, a condemned kitchen in 2009. And so I go into the kitchen and this bitch is washing her socks. And I walk up to her and I said, you know what's crazy is that I figured you out. I knew there was something wrong with you, because all you did in this crime was, at the fight scene, was throw a rock and miss, bitch. I know you can't fight, right? And she's like, what are you talking about? I said, well, I read your free talk, bitch.
Right.
Okay, and now I know why I'm doing 18 years for a lie. She was never a snitch. I said, I promise you, and hear me very clearly, you are going to pay for what you've done. And I don't know when I'm going to get you, but I'm going to get you. So when you least expect it, expect me being there. You know what I mean? And so with that being said, she went and told the cops I had a shank, did all this jazz. That's why I just came in and fucking unleashed on her. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
People that, you know what I mean? So I had been cut off at the knees in 2010 dramatically. Everything that I believed in, everything that I thought was right, everything that I thought that I belonged to was
a lie.
Right.
Absurd. Right? So, and then I lost my father, the person I idolized my whole life. And so, you know, in I didn't know how to deal, because I've always ran in the coattails of anger. Like, that's my best friend. I know that emotion very well. I know how to inflict it. I know what to do with it. I just didn't know how to deal with it. And I didn't know where it was coming from, right? So I started working out 2 hours a day in the morning, go to work at maintenance for 8 to 12 hours a day, and then coming back working out another 2 hours, right? So I was constantly boom, 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 boom.
A lot of it just becomes routine.
Yeah, and like it gets you out of your mind, and it helps you with your heart. You know what I'm saying? Because you're crushed at that point, right? So 2014, my mom dies. In front of my oldest. So it's just like, okay, now I'm understanding that life is continuing. I can't even be there for my own child. I don't know how to be a mother. I don't know how to be a wife. I don't know how to be a friend to anyone, let alone myself. I keep everyone at bay at this point because I don't trust no one.
A lot of self-reflection, self-awareness.
Right. And, you know, you start to learn that, you know, like, you have friends that want to come to you, like people come to me all the time, right? And be like, Kellyanne, like what is it? I'm like, I don't give a fuck. But then I started realizing, why are they coming to me? There's 172 bitches on this fucking yard. Why do they keep coming to me, right? And then one of my friends, Kimmy, you know, she sat down next to me. I've known her for a very long time. And she would just sit there at my table. I don't like people around me. I don't like you close to me, talking to me, touching me. Don't be behind me. You know what I mean?
Right.
And she's just like, Kellyanne, I'm going to sit here until you talk to me. And I was like, man, go fuck yourself. What the fuck, lady? So
and this is like a old lady,
yeah,
man.
she's old bitch. Crazy. You know what I'm saying? And I tell her to her face, you're an old
We're
bitch.
friends with her now out here on the street.
And we're like this. And so she sat there literally. And it took me like Oh, God, I came home. I just did swamps, right? And I was stupid tired. No, I was doing showers, and I was stupid fucking tired because we're redoing the showers, right? And here's this old bitch, right? She brings me a cup of coffee, and I was just like, bet. You know what I'm saying? With ice, I call ice snowman poop, right? So there's like big fucking snowman poop and this fancy ass coffee, and coffee's like the shit in prison. That's like your vice, you know?
Yeah.
And I was like, what the like, Kimmy, what the fuck's wrong with you? No Kiwi.
No, that's the cheap shit.
Yeah, that tastes like cat
the
piss.
Folgers.
Yeah. If you did what I'm saying?
You can get it.
Yeah, you gotta know somebody.
But Nescafe,
right.
that Colombian.
Yeah. So, you know, and she sat there and she's like, hey, buddy. And I was just like, how is she calling me her buddy when I'm such a... I was a bitch. You know what I mean?
So lady just pulled her up, dog.
And, yeah. And I was just like, you know what? She goes, Kellyanne, and I'll never forget this. You know what I mean? She's like, Kelly, you just deserve to have good people around you. You're a good person. Right? And I looked at her like, you been smoking some spice or something, bitch? Like, what the? Are you high? You know? And she's a square. You know what I mean? Yeah, she's an
square as hell.
Yeah, but she's stupid cute, right? And I was just like, wow. And she kept on telling me that for like a month, you know. And and all of a sudden, I just broke down, dude. You know, like, damn. You know what I mean? Like, I'm actually hurting myself more than, you know what I mean? So I started, and that was probably 2015, and so I started advocating for people in prison, man. And I seen these girls come in, unlike the men, they get everything. Like I said, we get, you know, a woman that's probably a medium size that has to wear a 5X bra, use panties. They don't get brand new shit. And you're forced to wear it, dude. And they're like, oh, well, there's blood in these panties. They're like, well, put a fucking pad on it. What the fuck? You know what I mean? Because of all the lawsuits, and you know, all this bullshit that started happening with the malpractice. You know what I mean? Like, I'm watching all my friends die from, you know, from some crazy ass shit. I had a friend that had appendicitis. And she was 62 years old, and
medical treatment in prison is whack,
she's doing
man.
2 years, bro. 2 years for stealing a fucking soda at a Circle K in Prescott. Okay, 62 fucking years old, dies from appendicitis because a fucking bitch nurse says she was faking it. I literally, in my Aunt KT, I'll never forget this. She had 2 major strokes. I was going to medical school. I'm not a fucking retard, but because I'm an inmate, I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, right? And we had this Lieutenant Kramer. She compared my Aunt KT to her fucking dog and said, you know what? My dog had the same symptoms, right? And it was an earache. I said, the only fucking animal on this green earth that has the same anatomy as us is a fucking swine. And I said, that's crazy that you look like a swine, bitch. So get the fuck away from me. I got her badge. I took her badge. I took her job. You know what I mean? Right. Because my Aunt KT was dying for 4 days in her cell. 4 fucking days. I charted. She never had a BM. She never fucking had, you know, a passive urine. She couldn't eat.
And like in the dudes' prisons, like, this kind of shit will happen. We'll have guys that are, you know, obviously deathly ill.
Yep.
Right.
But the only way that we can get medical attention is when we have to stand. All the guys will, like, someone like me will come out and be like, hey, we're not locking down. Everybody is staying out in this pod, and we're going to stand up for this dude right here. You know what I'm saying?
And that's the only way they'll come and take care.
They need to get medical down here and take care of this dude.
Arizona don't give a fuck about you.
But for the females, they don't get down like that.
Yeah, we do.
You know, well, I'm saying, like, we will force them to do shit.
We do. You know, and then what happens is that, you know, like with my Aunt KT did 22 years in the state penitentiary at that time. And she was fucking stupid badass. Right. She taught me prison. And, you know, Lieutenant Kramer, not only did we get her badge, you know, but we stood up. We got Lieutenant Manzer. It was only like
That's good.
5 of us. But still, 5 is better than none. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, amen.
And if it wasn't for this Lieutenant Manzer, which I fucking respect. She would have died in her cell. You know what I mean? She went to medical. She was in there for fucking 4 hours, bro. It was a Saturday. I'll never forget. It was visitation time. And so they wheel her out. They take her in the ambulance. And if you don't see the blueberries and the raspberries, you know they're dead. You dig what I'm saying?
That's the lights.
So we see the lights go on, right? I'm in a wheelchair because I fucked up my foot. You know what I mean? And because my maintenance, and I'm just ruthless to my body because I took my anger out on me, right? And so to make a long story short, this is a Saturday. No, I'm sorry. It was a Sunday. She rolls out. On Wednesday, they're having me roll up to programs, right? I've been in prison long enough at this point. There's my DW. There's a chaplain. There's all the CO3s, all the CO4s, right? And you're only calling 5 people. So I roll in, and I don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? I'm not scared of a ticket. And here's Mueller, who I've worked my ass off for and saved millions of, not millions, probably thousands of dollars because I was laying his I was his maintenance chick. Like, I was #1 at that time. And he's like, the chaplain asked him, have you told them yet? I said, no, Mueller. You're not allowed to tell me that my Aunt KT's dead. That's your fucking job as a chaplain. You dig what I'm saying? And this dude was like, whoa. I said, I know what the fuck we're here for. Just go ahead and say it.
Right.
Don't be a punk about it. You know what I'm saying? And so he tells us, and my friend Joe freaks out and blah, blah, blah. And she's all dramatic and lame. And I was like, get the fuck out of here. You know what I mean? And then Mueller was like, or the chaplain asked me, what was your name? And I told him my name. And he's like, how you feel about it? I said, you know what? Fuck all of you. How about that? You all killed her, you fucking Yankee
For
bitches.
a lot of us that did a lot of time, we build like bonds with a small group of people. And you really become attached to them. You know these people.
That's family.
I'm talking like you know these people. You've shed blood with them.
Yeah.
You've ate with them. You've seen them at their worst and their best. You learn from them.
Yeah.
You share.
That's your core. You know what I'm saying? Like you have a core.
Yeah.
Right, wrong, or indifferent, regardless, that's your aunt. You know what I'm saying? I don't give a fuck if that's your blood or not, right? And I spit on the floor, dude. I didn't give a fuck. I said, with all due respect, you know what? Fuck all your cops. How about that? And your Lieutenant Kramer. And not only that, I got my dictation for your punk ass. And I'm sending it to her fucking millionaire brother that owns Subway up in Illinois, motherfucker. You're all going to get sued, bitches. That's what's up. And Mueller, you're the only one that's out of this shit because you were on vacation.
There's type of living conditions in this prison, in these prisons, where it's a lack of communication and respect and stuff like that. Like you have to force your hand in order to get heard or validated for anything.
And the thing is too, brother, is that you're a number. And they make sure you know that. Right. You know, you're an inmate.
Let me ask you
yeah.
And this is something that you both have said. And it really hits home with me. I mean, it truly does. This idea of belonging. You know, you both were you know, it started when you were very young, and you never really had that family core or anything. I didn't have that either, but I didn't. You know, I did some bad shit too. But you know, it strikes me that, you know, talking to you both, that you've always been looking for that group to belong to.
No, absolutely. Yeah, that was an easy way to get me into the gang activity, and we called it the family.
Yeah,
right.
You know, and I was like serious. I would have died for these people.
Yeah,
you know, like literally, I've done some extreme things for these people, man. Like I've stabbed people. I've done, you know, countless missions of assault for these people, and they wouldn't even have to ask me to do this. I would volunteer myself to do it.
And the cool piece is, where are they now?
Yeah.
Right.
And in like 1997, most of the Aryan Brotherhood in Arizona and Mexican Mafia or Mau Mau or whatever gang you were affiliated with got locked up.
Okay.
They sent them all to SMU2, which is the Supermax unit, specifically for affiliated gang members.
Okay.
And if you had a certain amount of points to where they could validate you as a gang member, they kidnapped you off of Central Unit and put you into Supermax, where you're locked up 24 hours a day. You get 1 hour of recreation 3 times a week, I believe it is.
Right.
And or an hour out of your cell to use a phone and whatnot, you know. And I end up going there, doing that whole routine.
How long were you
there? In SMU 2.
Yeah.
Most of us live.
I went back and forth from Central Unit back to, it's a revolving door. So I would go there for lockup, and I would spend, you know, over a year in there, isolated in a 12 by 12 cell, roughly, and with nothing.
Oh, that's bigger than our
cell. And like I can give you a little poem real quick that I wrote in there. Please. It's called "A New Day Dawns." A new day dawns, the alarm sounds again. I wake to my cage and the repetition begins. Back and forth I walk, I pace through my cell. My day without end starts again in this hell. Time slowly drips like a fountain with a leak. Thinking is all I have left. Insight is what I seek. My captors taunt me, attempting to break me down. I ignore them and think contemplation will bring justice around. Soon my captors will let me loose. A plan set in my mind, unbeaten and unbroken. A demon they will find. A new day dawns. And I was super angry.
Right.
I worked out every day for multiple hours. I've changed my body. I changed my mind. And I was just like, I was going to get out and try to kill a cop. That was my mission. Right. And if I did it, I would have became a patch member. And I was looking for it. But in lockup, you can't do shit. You know, you're just in there doing your time until you can get out and go back and
because you're in we're in jewelry, right? You wear bracelets and all that shit.
Okay.
When you're a walking 5, right? You're not even a walking 5.
You're shackled up head to toe.
Like those laws changed in 2017, and like lockdown was not as.
And it gets even worse than that. Like you can get the furthest point in prison is called VCU.
Yeah.
It's the Violence Control Unit. Anytime you come out of that cell, you're completely shackled from head to toe, and they might even put you face down on a gurney.
To go shower.
To go anywhere. To wreck.
It's embarrassing, dude.
Yeah, it's super embarrassing. It's degrading. Before they even can cuff you up, they make you go to the back of the cell, kneel down on your knees, put your hands on your head, and then they'll crack the door, come in, shackle you up, tie you up, escort you up onto your feet, and then lay you face down onto the gurney because you're a threat, because you've already exhibited these behaviors. Like I assaulted cops.
We understand.
I've done all of that.
We're not dumb and full of this when it comes to the thought process of how they have to control shit, right?
Right.
But ultimately, you're still treated like a fucking animal.
Right.
Absolutely. VCU, you are exactly like a dog kennel. There's the front of your cell is nothing but tiny little holes.
Right.
So that they could see in. There's plexiglass on the back part of it, so that you can't shoot them with anything or spit on them or throw feces or piss.
Right.
And because there's people that do that.
Right.
And
even in the women.
And you're just thrown in there with absolutely nothing. If you make any other kind of sudden movements upon exiting the cell, you are immediately dumped to the concrete. It's really bad.
Yeah.
You know, you get one hot meal and a mega sack is what they call it.
Yeah, those are nasty. The females make those for the men.
And you're in there, depending on your behavior, anywhere from a month to as long as they feel it till you can come out.
And women don't have that. But
that is the end of the road. Yeah. VCU. That is the farthest you can go.
Or you go straight the fuck out of state. They get rid of your ass.
If you're gang affiliated, if you're a high-ranking member of a gang, like a general, something like that, because that's how it goes. You know, each organization is like a military organization. Okay. You have a general, you have soldiers, you have lieutenants, you have your money guys, you have, it's just like, any organization, right?
Right.
So the highest ranking members, if they can validate you as that, they will kidnap you and send you to another state so that you can't follow up on policies and things that you want done within that state if they feel that you're a threat to the security of the institution.
But understand, you can't afford to give women underwear, but you can afford to send another man out of state.
Yeah.
Of course.
And I'm not talking just one. I'm talking thousands. You dig what I'm saying?
Right.
And it's very discerning because like we've been promised a brand new prison for decades.
And there's Arizona is a prison state.
We have 12 of them.
We have so many prisons in Arizona. I know just on Lewis Complex, there's how many yards? There's probably like 9 or 10 yards. And each yard is holding thousands of people.
But understand, like Lumley.
And the women got what? How many yards, babe?
We have, so this is how it breaks down on women's, okay? So you have Lumley now, which is max unit, right? But within that unit, you have 9 different classes of units, right? So we have ISO, we have all this other medical shit, right? And then we have SMI, suicide watch, we got some crazy shit going on down there. And you actually we have no AC ever unless we're up in programs.
Where are your death row girls at?
Death rows are walking. Death row has more rights. No AC unless you're up in programs. Hear me very. Okay. And the only people that have AC is the princess yards, as we call it, right? The ones that are doing little baby ass time.
Right.
But the ones that are doing serious time and also SMIs.
Treated like shit.
We have one unit, which is 30 yard, that has a chiller, right? Which is basically a swamp cooler on steroids, right? Like it same kind of concept, but it gets cold.
Right.
But Lumley, Pedro, and Cruz are all swamp. In 2018, we were supposed to have brand new AC units in all our cells.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's still 2023, and I installed 64 units in 3 months on the Princess Yard. They already had fucking AC units.
Yeah.
Right? But because they don't want to do the work, right? Because it's $1 million fucking thing, right? But you're affecting people on medication. Legit, this is how your cell is. It's 8 by 12. You come in, there's a toilet, there's your sink, then there's a hygiene shelf, and then another shelf. And then there's your shelf where all your food and stuff goes, right? And then you have a ladder that goes up top bunk, lower bunk. Okay? All concrete, all metal. Right. And then you have 2 windows in the back that are supposed to be open to circulate air, because anyone that's intelligent would know that you have to have something behind the swamp to pull it out. They welded them shut. We have no airflow. Okay? So the crack in front of the door, which here's your vent, right? Here's your vent by your toilet and your bed. And your crack is obviously in front of the fucking unit. Anyone that's intelligent enough to know how swamps work.
Hey, it's so funny. Like sometimes the humidity gets so high. Like I was in Yuma, and that's more down by the border. But the humidity would get so ridiculous when you walk
65%.
When you walk up to your window to look out of your cell window,
right?
The whole window would fog up, and there's water running down your walls, and it's ridiculous. Like you can't wear any clothes. You have to take a wet washcloth, spin it around real quick, and then lay it on your body because it gets cold.
But men get to do that. If we were to do that, it's an instant ticket. Right?
Yeah.
We can't wear our bras. We can't wear just boxers, right? We finally got boxers in 2017.
Okay. We
finally got a belt in 2017. It's fucking Velcro.
How long have you guys been out now?
I've been out since June. Actually, it's kind of funny. The same day that I got sentenced, June 3rd, 2021.
Okay.
So I've been out 2 years and a month.
And I've been out a little over a year.
You've been out a year and 7 months.
I got to ask, because everybody's going to want to know, how did you two meet each other?
Facebook.
It's crazy.
So tell me about the meeting and how this relationship.
So literally, I'm looking on Facebook, checking out chicks, and it seemed like there were just a lot of that.
Bottle sluts?
No, not even that. More like the Valley Girl kind of stuff going on, you know, like, you know, just fake girls.
Right.
Oh yeah, and, you know, that's something that I can't really relate to, something that I don't understand, and it's kind of annoying to me.
Right.
And I'm just like, okay, there's a million girls like you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You're just, every chick is like that. I'm swiping, and you know, I'm just like, every chick is the same.
It's plastic.
And then I see this one, and I was just like, oh yeah, let me check that out. You know what I'm saying? I checked her out, and we just like all the same type of music. We went, you know, we love everything is the same, and then we have all this prison stuff that we can relate on. You know,
2 peas in a pod.
Yeah, really. We're just like pretty much the same person. She's just a female.
I have a sink. He has a faucet.
Yeah,
the thing is that, you know, I was going through, like, he had his trials and tribulations when he first got out. I waited a whole year before I dated anyone, because I wanted to make sure that my shit was legit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's unjust of me to be selfish and put myself in a situation where I didn't think I was ready. Dig what I'm saying? Like, that's how I used to be, on the seat of my pants. Well, I had to think things through, right? I'm very analytical, right? So I dated this guy who was a schmuck, fucking lame, you know, and it really like scared me. You know what I'm saying? Because I can't have, you know, things in my life. You know, I love children, and I missed a lot of my children's life. Like, I have 2 kids, 27 and 21, and
I have one.
Okay.
A daughter.
We've missed their lives.
My daughter's 18.
Just turned 18.
I missed her whole life. Yeah, it's something that's really upsetting. You know, it messes you up really bad while you're in. And then after I got out, the disconnect between me and her, and trying to reestablish a relationship with her, and this and that, and to have that torn apart from you is just devastating, right?
Because
the whole time you're in prison, you long for that. Yeah. You want that. You wait for them pictures of her, any kind of contact. If you can get a phone call in, you love it. You know what I mean?
And let's keep it real. Like, most women that see men like Michael, right, they know that he's a career criminal, and they're just going to use his ass. You dig what I'm saying? I'm not fucking lame. I'm not dumb. And that's exactly what I feel. And I could be wrong. My perception's my own perception, and I know that. But from what I feel is that's what happened to him. And I think that's disgusting. And, you know, obviously I hold resentment, which is not my place, against that person for that. The child is not a tool. You've conformed her in what you wanted her to be, and he's only been in her life for 4 months out of her whole life, and that's just fucked off. You dig what I'm saying? Right. But my part is that, you know, he wanted his child. He loves her, and it saddens my heart, you know, and I'm there for him because I can relate. Right. And when you can relate to someone, it's different from, oh, I understand what you do. You fucking understand what I'm saying? You know what I mean?
For me, that caused a lot of like drug addiction type problems.
Right.
I was already I had crazy ass drug issues while I was in prison. Heroin and fentanyl is just rapid in prison.
Yeah.
Which I took. I mean, as much as anything else too. There's meth. There's whatever the hell you're into.
Basically, whatever you want.
Yeah, pretty much. Especially if you're a higher ranking member. You know, I got my hands in everything. I was doing tax fraud, money laundering, drug sales, gambling, everything that I could get involved in, especially was concerning any kind of money or drugs.
For his daughter.
I was part of. And, well, for myself too, but yeah, with that part of that, what you're talking about, where I got all the tax fraud charges.
Right.
So I started running a tax fraud scheme in prison. I was taking everybody's social security numbers and filing taxes on them.
Yeah, I've got experience in that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, no wonder, Fed. Okay.
You know,
48. Yeah, I got some experience in that.
Yeah, 1044. Yeah.
But the thing is that, you know, like, so after that whole experience with that relationship, I was kind of like, you know what I mean? Men suck, everyone suck, you know what I mean?
Right.
And it was just my pride, right? But I left that situation because I'm no punk. You know, you're not going to tell me you're going to go have this chick on the side and get her pregnant and have me raise that child because you know I can't have anymore.
Right.
And knowing that I want a child so bad, you know, don't use that against me as a weakness. You know what I'm saying? Don't, you know what I mean? So I was done.
Yeah, she was scared that she was going to be alone the rest of her life.
Yeah.
And
who would want a 40? Because you know, when I got out, I was 42.
Okay.
And, you know, attempted first degree murders. You don't hear that a lot in a female, especially with my background, you know, and I'm not ashamed of it. If you don't like me, I don't give a fuck.
Right.
But when I met Michael, I was going through Facebook, and I had worked in recovery and bringing back people like myself into society and showing them that they're worth it, that they're not a number anymore. And so when I got out, I went to a parole, and there was this one person that changed my whole life and made me feel human again, because you really become desensitized as a human being, right? Like when you see someone die after as long as I've done straight, you're just like, oh, okay, I'm gonna go lock down, or I'm gonna go fuck you up because of it. Because it's unjust the way they died, because I experienced that a lot in my prison.
We still have crazy institutionalized tendencies, though. Like we're OCD. But we conduct and carry ourselves still in a certain manner and stuff, and we're trying to de-learn everything.
We can't take the convict out of us, but
it's hard, yeah.
We're not a stigma anymore. You know what I mean? The thing is that, so I started working at this place, bringing people like Michael and myself out of prison, giving them a chance. And this person told me, you know, in that orientation, like I was trying to say, is that he said one thing, and I got emotional. I wasn't an emotional person. I was very cold, right? He said one thing, and then I was like, you're no longer a number, right? And I'm like, what the fuck did you just say? You know, I'm 4 women in a room of like 80 men, right? And this is a convict telling me that.
Right.
This is a former, you know, a peer of my own that's been in my shoes. And even though it may look different in prison, our prison's the same, because they treat us the same, but the way that we act is different. Women are too busy making a cake when men are making shanks. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I that touched my heart. That really fucked me up a little bit. You know what I mean? Like, holy shit, I get to be me again. You know what I mean? I get to wear what I want to wear, when I want to wear it, how I want to wear it. You know what I mean? You can't have your hair cut a certain way. You got to you're conformed. You're military. It's military, really.
Right.
And so he came up to me after orientation. He's like, hey, come here. And I was just like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? Why you want to talk to me? You know what I mean? He's like, what's your name? And I told him my name, Kellyanne, whatever. He's like, what do you want to do, man? Because I worked maintenance, you know what I mean? I was like, well, I know how to break shit and fix shit. You know what I'm saying? He's like, but there's something about you, Kellyanne. You know what I mean? Like, I get the chills. And I was like, no, with all due respect, you're not some weirdo, right? You know, you're not gonna, you know what I mean? Because you know, I'm fresh out, you know? My anxiety's up. I fucking don't know you. You're talking to me all weird, and you're being nice to me.
Yeah, it's a trip when you first walk out after doing that much time.
You don't know.
You're so programmed into what you do every day in prison. Yeah. So to come out here and just be willy-nilly, all people running up on you.
And being nice and touching you and shit, you're a fish out of water, right?
You know, grocery store is ridiculous. You got so many choices. You're like, what the hell do I actually pick? You know?
So that's something that, you know, that touched my heart. You know, like, this guy is being stupid nice to me, and he doesn't want nothing back, right? Which is very rare.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So he introduced me to my friend.
Talking about DJ?
Yeah. And so he blessed me with the job. They hired me on the spot, brother, right? I'm walking in because I had tore my ligaments, right? When I was working maintenance, I fucked off my foot to where I couldn't walk. I was in a wheelchair for a year, waiting to get seen by a doctor, taken care of by a doctor. 3 weeks before I get out of prison, they finally do the surgery.
It's so bad. They never did the proper procedures or treatment for her foot.
So
it looks like it has steel and shit in it.
Yeah.
Jesus.
But it's
just natural.
Yeah. And so I'm in a boot at this point, right? Like I'm in a walking boot, and I'm ornery. I'm a natural redhead, so you tell me something, I'm gonna tell you to probably go fuck yourself because I'm gonna do it my way, right? And so I go to this place, and it's called New Freedom, right? And
it's a place for like a re-entry program that convicts. They have for convicts coming out of prison.
And so I'm working maintenance, and my friend Tommy, he was my partner in maintenance, so I'm doing drywall, this whole bullshit, right? And I love it, don't get me wrong, but people are coming up to me talking. I had a full-on mohawk. It's stupid bad. I tried to put it up today, but it didn't work out. But you'll see one time. I know this is not the last time we'll have a conversation.
This is not the last time. You're absolutely right.
I know you're gonna want us back.
Yes.
But you know, he came up to me. He's like, Kellyanne, have you noticed all these people that come and talk to you? I was like, what the fuck? No, I don't fucking pay attention to that. That's something that I'm accustomed to. I'm used to that in prison, you know?
Right.
He's like, but they flock to you. You need to become peer support. And I was like, I tried that shit in prison. It's because, you know, if I didn't kiss your ass, I'm not getting your class. You dig what I'm saying? Or I'm going to sit there and listen about how many fucking, you have 9 children and fucking 10 dad mamas. You know what I mean? It's some drama shit, right? And so I was like, okay, I'll think about it. So I go to my boss. I was like, look, I think I'm going to do the peer support thing. I want to see what that's about. And I'm going to tell you, it changed my whole fucking life, brother, to be able to sit and talk to a convict.
Right.
And my favorite are the silent giants like Mike. Those are my favorite. The ones that do not fucking get it. You know what I mean?
Right.
I get to see the light come in their eyes, dude. I get to tell them that they deserve and are worth love and understanding and acceptance, and that you do belong in a place beyond the walls of hell. You dig what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And we don't have to live in prison because we're out of prison. Like, your mind could be the worst prison it is.
Not only that, it helps us to help others.
Right.
So,
it heals us.
You know, like all this, the pain and stuff that we've been through in our lives and trauma and shit like that, we can relate and understand other people. Like me, for instance, I've been through everything you can fucking imagine.
Right.
I've been sexually molested. I've been beaten. I've been homeless. I've been, you know, on my own since I was a little tiny ass kid, man. And I grew up in prison, so I understand all of that mentality.
But he doesn't understand the world, right?
Yeah,
so,
a lot of this stuff.
So the thing is like watching him grow as a man. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying he wasn't a man in prison. I'm just saying he was a different kind of man in prison, right?
Yeah.
And so, you know, being able to experience that, and I facilitated groups. 60 people plus, you know what I mean? And mostly dudes, because that's how I get along with them better. I know how to talk to them and I get their level because I was raised by men. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, honey, do you need some makeup and put that? Fuck you. Get over it. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. And I'm a type of chick that every time I would meet you, right, because we're not hugged and caressed and loved and all that, right? In fact, it's a ticket for women if we do that. It's just frowned upon if men do that. You dig what I'm saying?
Right.
But to be able to go, hey, brother, good morning. Welcome home. And to see
just
them,
to be able to be touched, though. Like, nobody comes up and touches you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That human contact, the empathetic way that you interact with people. You know, little shit like that makes a huge difference.
Simple things that people take for granted. You dig what I'm saying? And so I did that, and I fell in love with it because it's my people, you know what I mean? And so I made a lot of difference in people's lives. And then when I met Michael, it was like a gift, you know? I saw me in him as much as he saw me in myself, right? And I get emotional because, you know, I've experienced things in life that he hasn't. And so when I take him out for sushi or Greek food.
Oh, yeah, all the stupid stuff that you don't know about.
or even out outing, brother. Like we were going out to up north for my birthday.
Oh, that was crazy.
You know, like so in the beginning of our relationship, we met literally a year ago on the 17th on Facebook. 2 weeks later, we're meeting each other in person. I was
hella nervous.
Freaked the fuck out. My mohawk's on point. Everything's on point. You know what I'm saying? Like I was late for my perfect date, right? A week later, my sister passed away.
Yeah, we had some experiences, man, when we first.
Yeah, we went through some hell together. And I find out through Facebook, unfortunately, about my sister, my baby sister. She was 4 years younger than I.
Okay.
And she just turned 40 years old on the 14th of July. And then she died August 9th, I believe, alone. And
from what we believe was weed laced with fentanyl.
So it's been fucking.
She's a weed smoker, and you know they're putting.
And she had heart issues and all this, but the thing was, is it was a big controversy thing, and I would talk to Michael like I was devastated. I didn't know how to compute. Obviously, I knew how to deal with death. I lost my entire family since I've been in prison. I lost 5 people in my family while I was.
And the fact that when she did pass away, there was a lot of people around that didn't do anything. It looked
shady. You know what I mean?
You know, they were in a motel. Like, come on, bro. You know what I'm saying? It just seemed really shady. And, yeah, we had a little anger going on at first. And
they found
a lot of misunderstanding of what the situation was.
They found her naked in front of a shower. She was in there for like 2 hours or some change.
Right.
It took them a week to fucking tell me because they know my anger issue.
Right.
They never told me when her celebration of life is because... And I, you know, at this point in my life, I realized that there's blessings for every reasons that things happen.
And these are all things that also trigger into our field where we work in recovery, right?
Right.
You know, so this is another issue that stems from it. And then I have issues, right? Like when I got out of prison, I got strung out on drugs. I broke both of my hands.
Oh, geez.
Popped the bones out of them from punching shit. Had to go to the hospital for a couple of weeks because I had such a major infection. They had to put me on some crazy ass antibiotics so I didn't die, and this and that, you know. So all of these things contributed to the field that we are now working in and our ambition and our purpose, right?
So we have to do, you know, what we call an inventory, right?
Yeah, personal inventory.
And the thing is, brother, is that, you know, most of us convicts, we have a reason why we do the things that we do. We have the root of every evil is our own evil. You dig what I'm saying? The skeletons in your closet, how they may lay or hang, it's up to you. The thing is in prison is that I had to learn what the fuck my issues were. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And how am I going to address that?
And it's like just after so long of being in there, it's just like you just come to realize, man, fine, you know, like you're getting tired of this shit, man. You know what I'm saying? It's so repetitive and old. And you start to think about the shit like, man, what the fuck am I doing, bro? So what is my purpose in here to do?
And you know? Think about it, you know, you have to really do a self-assessment. You know, like I was molested since I was 2 years old until I was 4, you know, by, you know, my father's friends, you know what I mean? That was something that, you know, was the start of the kickoff of my problem. Like I had zero innocence, you know what I mean?
Right.
I've had multiple stepmothers that were abusive. My father, I mean, I can blame everything.
It's like a domino effect.
Right. I can blame my life on them, but my blame is that my reaction to it, right?
Yeah, at some point it becomes a choice.
Right.
You know, your repetitive
just
nature.
like recovery.
Yeah.
And just
it's
like
a choice, bro.
You know, changing your life. Either you're gonna make that choice to fucking come out of prison and realize you're not that number, or you're going to be that arrogant asshole that's still wearing his ass as a helmet and go right back because you think that you're God. Or you're so institutionalized that you just don't feel that you're worth it.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, you know, in my 2 years and a month of me working in this field and being around convicts, it didn't matter if it's federal, didn't matter if it was state. But I'm not in for the paycheck.
Right.
You dig what I'm saying? Like 95% of Arizonians are. You know, they want to fucking milk the system. I want to change someone's life. And so when I met Michael, he was broken. I was broken, right? And that's a fact. Every single person that's coming out of prison is broken in some
And it's
sense.
so hard to change your mentality after being raised like that in the system, learning all these different things.
Right.
And then when you get out, 40-some-year-old man after doing 28 years in prison, your mentality is it's so foobarred that you have to rethink and relearn how to be a person. You know what I'm saying? Because you're really not like, just the way I look gets a certain reaction from people, and the way I move my body, the way I talk, the way I present myself is kind of threatening and intimidating to people. And I don't do it on purpose. It's just how I am, and how you need to conduct yourself in prison to keep people at bay. You know what I'm saying? Or to give off that sense of, I'm a threat to you. Don't approach me. I will hurt you. You know what I'm saying? So people get that also because of all the tattoos, all of that.
But the thing is that we've been blessed. And so, Michael's a blessing to me, however anyone wants to see it. My relationship with Michael is my relationship with Michael.
Yeah.
We've been through we've been through our own trials and tribulations within ourselves, but ultimately that makes us stronger within our beings, right?
Absolutely. Now, are you guys married or not?
Yes, we are married.
All right.
We got married October 21st.
October 21st? I was asking when you got married.
Yep. Yeah. October 21st.
Congratulations on that.
Thank you.
I wanted to say that, you mentioned, we've been talking about this belonging to a group and that need. And it really strikes me, you guys belong to each other. You really do.
Yep.
I mean,
we found each other, man. We got our belonging.
You understand each other. You know what each other is going through, and not only that, but you work in recovery, and it gives you purpose and meaning. I do this show here.
Right.
This show's been a cybersecurity show, and but I've had people that have reached out because I talk about some of the abuse that I've been through and stuff like that, and it means a lot when you're talking to somebody and you can see, like you said, Kelly, that light comes on, and I just want you both to know that I've got nothing but just mad respect for both of you, truly.
Well, thank you.
Thank you very much.
That means a lot. One thing that we've learned is our dharma in life, right? We're both pagan. And it's not the whitewash fucking way of thinking in prison mentality of Ossetru. It's the true tradition, right? Because I'm no longer a part of that bullshit. I love everyone equally and hate them equally. It's
I've denounced. She's denounced.
The thing is,
we're not part of no.
We don't want that in our lives. I'm allowed to choose who I want in my life, and you know what? The fact is I missed out on some really kick-ass people because of my narrow-mindedness, right? And that's my tree to bear, right? I don't like to say cross because I'm not Christian. But the thing is that, we've been learning a lot of the native ways. And one of the things that really stuck out to us is the world tree, our life tree, right? And finding out our purpose, which they call the dharma of life. And, when you figure that out, like everything in your tree is you, right? So you have your ancestors, you have your dharma, you have your gifts, your behaviors, your goals. And the thing is that
the fruits you bear,
the fruit that you bear is your gift, right? So because we have trials and tribulations and we understand as we heal together, right, is that things in our life was not our fault. And we have to learn how to forgive. Forgiveness has nothing to do with you. It has to do all with me. I don't give two fucks if you forgive me because I already forgave you, right? It's about me. I can be selfish about it, but also being selfless in regards to I already forgave you, so we're cool. You know what I'm saying? But if you're going to continue to be that person, that's on you. So we had to learn how to be more mindful. Right.
A lot of self-awareness, man.
And
being aware
patience.
of who you are, how you feel, the way you think. You got to change your thought process.
And one thing I will never forget is with Michael when he was battling his stuff, he would tell me it's not a choice. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's the addiction. You know what I'm
he
saying?
blame,
Like
and he
stuff
point
like
his
that.
finger on everything else. And I would
Right.
tell you, you know, straight up, you know,
But it really is a choice.
It's a choice.
ultimately, when you're telling me some bullshit, cool, I'll wait. You can't lie to me.
You got to make a choice to change, man. You know what I'm saying? If you're going to change, you got to make that choice and then go after it. Start recognizing your character defects. Start looking at your mentality, the way you think.
And you're not a fucking number.
Yeah, you're not a number anymore.
No one's
going to
tell you what to
be
do.
that man anymore. You don't have to be that person. You know,
or that woman.
But yeah, the prison definitely, the amount of time that we've done has affected us.
But it does not
it doesn't define us, but it has affected us.
So, and that's one thing that, you know, and my prison mom taught me one quote, and I use that for the rest of my life. It's, my scars do not dictate who I am, they only show where I've been. And then I use that strength from within, right, to give to you as a gift. So either you learn from something from us, because we're transparent, we don't give a fuck. Yeah, I went through that.
Right.
Now let's change it, right? You have to see where your fault is in everything that happened, right? Mistakes are mistakes. They're learnable. Your prison is learnable. You have to understand it, accept it, move forward. You know, if you don't define your life from what you choose to do today, because today's a gift.
Right.
But if you're living tomorrow and catastrophizing what you think is going to happen tomorrow, you must be God, because tomorrow hasn't come yet. And
you still have to deal with a lot of issues, though. I still have issues, man.
Journaling.
Like I have crazy, like confrontational type anger issues. Like I don't deal with confrontation very well.
He doesn't deal with stupid very well, bud.
Yeah, I can't handle like crazy disrespect type things.
Oh, I got you.
And it's just that, like, but I try to be more understanding and not as violent.
He's doing it.
Yeah,
he's working on it.
Well, it's a process. So it's a process.
Yeah, and I'm, you know, it's only, you know, I'm not even out 2 years yet. So you got to think I got to de-learn my own thought processes and how to deal with stuff.
And I don't, and he knows it's not going to be overnight. It's 28 fucking years long of confinement. And anyone that has logic in their mind and their heart is going to understand that it's going to be a process.
Like I was in detention at 8 years old in Durango here in Arizona for assaulting my great aunt with a clothes hanger. You know what I'm saying?
Because she wanted to whoop his ass.
Yeah, she was trying to whoop me with a hose, bro. I wasn't having that.
No, you ain't whipping me.
Yeah. I don't know you.
I'll whip you first. And whip it good. You know what I'm saying?
Look,
but there's one thing. It's James, right? Is that your name, sir?
Brett.
What? Brett. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it says Brett Johnson right in the background.
I can't see. Oh shit! The bed. I will tell you this. That's fucking funny shit. So we are music enthusiasts. Yes.
What are you listening to?
I'm gonna tell you a song.
Okay.
That I dedicate to all convicts.
Whiskey Myers, bro.
And this is a song that, you know, changed my husband.
Heart of Stone.
It's called Heart of Stone.
That's a good one.
And
that's a good one.
It is the most. Have you ever heard it?
Oh, I'm a big Whiskey Myers fan.
Okay, absolutely. So Whiskey Myers are boys. You dig what I'm saying? Not just because of Tombstone. That shit's dope. Watched it in prison. But if everyone that wants to change and really start learning self-awareness, Heart of Stone is a song that basically tells you.
Yeah, please listen to that song.
That's our theme song for anyone that's struggling, and letting them know that, you know, we get you.
It'll touch you in some way, I guarantee it.
Right.
It's beautiful.
I will certainly. I'll probably start this show out by quoting some of those lyrics out of that.
I love it.
Right.
Kelly, Mike, how do you say your last name? Wunsch?
Wunsch.
Well, it depends if you want to say it in German or English.
It means
how do I want to say it? You let me know. Let's go German. How do you say it in German?
In German, it's Wunsch.
Wunsch.
The W sounds like a V.
All right.
Wunsch.
So I just want to make sure that when I introduce it at the opening, that I'm saying it right. I want you both to know again. I have nothing but profound respect for where you've come from, and the way that you've turned your lives around and the way that you found each other and how you're living your lives now. I mean,
Thank you, man. We're blessed to find each other, and
we're blessed to find you, people like you that want to
share our story, man. That's
touch lives of others that you're lost, dude.
No,
and
I appreciate it. I truly do. It means
that's
you
our
have
dream.
no idea how much it means to me. I really do. I'm thankful for you both coming on. I do want you back, if you don't mind.
Absolutely.
This show will be out in the next couple of weeks, and I'll let you know when it's out, and we'll go from there. All right.
All right.
Yeah. So, do we get like likes and all that bullshit?
Oh yeah. I mean, sure, we'll do that, and I'll if you want to be on some other shows too. I know a guy named Matt Cox. He talks to people about their life stories as well. I'll introduce you to him, and we'll go from there. All right.
So, is there anything that you would specifically like to know that we did not share about?
No, I mean, what I want to do is I want to tell their stories, and you guys did both of that, and what hit me so hard, and I talk about that constantly on my show, is it's a choice. And Mike, you said that, and Kellyanne, you said that. At the end of the day, it's your choice. Are you going to continue living like you're living, or are you going to make the decision to change your life?
So, and this is the way I see it, right, Brett? Is that,
and it's really not that hard. You can make it complicated. But if you keep it simple,
But here's the thing.
And there's always things in fear, right?
Yeah.
You're gonna face everything and rise.
Right.
Or fuck everything and run.
Or fuck everything and run.
And that's a coward thing.
It's a choice. You can make a choice. So what are you gonna do?
And then this is what we tell our clients, and people that we care about. Are you done being coward? Or are you ready to be the person you want to be? It may be scary, but ultimately you have to be used to being uncomfortable. With making new choices in life, because at the beginning of life, you knew what right and wrong is. Everyone has a moral compass, unless you're just a lame
psychopath.
Right.
You're a lame. Like right and wrong. Psychopaths know right and wrong. They just choose not to care. The thing is that when are you going to actually give a fuck about you for the first time?
Right.
Right.
I agree.
And that's a cool piece. And if people don't, like I say, get your head out of your ass. It's not your helmet anymore. Like, it did not serve you anything. If you think people loved you for who they were,
all of them people in the gangs,
see them.
Stuff like that. All of this prison.
If you went to prison because it was self-defense, I respect the fuck out of you. If you went to prison because you killed a chomo, I want to shake your hand.
Right.
But at the ultimate choice is, when does your life begin?
Right.
When are you done living for everybody else?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Amen
on that. Well, Kellyanne, Michael Wunsch, I want to thank you again for coming on the show. And
thank you for having us, bro.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, you're amazing. We loved it. It was fun.
All right, that was episode 80 of The Brett Johnson Show, talking to Kellyanne and Michael Wunsch, a prison politics episode. I want to thank everyone for taking the time to listen to Kellyanne and Michael. They are outstanding individuals who are in the process of turning their lives around. They are certainly making great strides, and we wish them nothing but the best. They deserve our utmost respect, and I thank them fully for coming on the show and sharing their experiences, their difficulties, hardships, and the way that they are overcoming those problems. My name is Brett Johnson. Hey, if you like the show, take the time to subscribe. I don't care if you listen to it on Spotify, iTunes, YouTube, whatever. Please subscribe. I appreciate it. Whether you like it or not, subscribe. Just press that subscribe button, because I need all the subscribers I can get. That being said, we're going to close out the show. How do we close it out? We close it out the same way every single time. Stay safe, stay secure, stay vigilant. More importantly, understand this is the Brett Johnson Show. At the end of the day, just do the right damn thing. I'm Brett Johnson. Thank you for listening. Until next time.